going on, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Action Sunday. This week, I'm looking at Best of the Best 2, and there's a reason why, because lately I was trying to get through some Eric Roberts movies. I was just watching just a few random movies, and I realized, no, wait, this popped up on my feed, and I realized I already seen this movie, so after a repeat viewing, I decided to finally talk about it, because there's a lot of things I want to talk about. It's been stuck in my craw ever since I first saw it, and then seeing it again. There's a lot I need to talk about. Now, for those of you who have never heard of Best of the Best, I encourage you to stop this movie and go find my review. I technically have reviewed the first movie on this channel way before I even came up with the idea of Action Sunday. So, so pause the movie, go find that, and then come back to watch this. But let me give you guys the gist. So, for the first movie, it follows a team of guys that have been recruited to join the World Taekwondo team, technically the USA Taekwondo team, as they take on the Korean team in a competition. As you know, and of course I know what you're thinking, why Korea? Well, if any martial arts experts out there, Taekwondo is the self-defense that was born out of, South Korea and all that, that kind of stuff out of the Korean Peninsula. And of course, we're not speaking as an expert myself, a first degree black belt in Taekwondo. There you go. So yeah, and believe it or not, I might have talked about it in my review, is that I was kind of inspired by this movie, even though I never even saw it until much later. And but now here we go. That was the first movie. Now we go to the second one. So believe it or not, this is actually the first of 3 sequels. Yes, the Best of the Best franchise is something. Yeah, it started out with a somewhat okay sports drama, but despite all the things going for it, I actually find it to be very good, a very entertaining movie. But now here comes the sequel, and and essentially we go away from the sports drama stuff to more of the martial arts action stuff, with essentially the formula of Enter the Dragon kind of thing. So to go back to what I was talking about in the first movie, so the main character, Alex Grady, played by Eric Roberts, his buddy Tommy Lee, played by Philip Ray, and their friend Travis, played by the late Chris Penn, they all decide to open up their own martial arts studio in Las Vegas. Now, at the same time, Travis joins an underground club at a place called the Coliseum in Las Vegas, run by of course, it can't be a Vegas film without Wayne frickin' Newton. Yes, he's pseudo kind of part of the villain, but the real villain is this guy named Brackus, played by Ralph Moore. And if that name rings any bells, the guy who played Hagen, where do you pronounce his name, in Gladiator. And if you want to get even more technical, he also played Conan in the Conan the Barbarian live action television show. Yeah, as you guys didn't know that. So yeah, I'm like, I remember first seeing him and I was like, oh my god, is that the same guy? Yeah. So yeah, it's weird to look at, but he's the real owner, and he's just this big, imposing character. So he's kind of like the Ivan Drago of this Best of the Best franchise. But yeah, there's a lot going for this. There's like part of this movie which is part sports drama. Then all of a sudden, it just de-escalates into the vengeful action genre kind of thing, all the cliches. And to me, I just felt like I was scratching my head, because this movie really suffers from identity crisis. It's like, I'm like, was this really necessary to create a sequel? And like, I felt happy with everything for the first movie, because to me, embodied the spirit of the sport and the sports drama, and it built on it. Even though it's Craig's hated, but that movie has since gotten a following, including me. I pretty much have fallen in love with that movie. But it just kind of falls off the rails. But then again, I also heard there's a small legion of fans who like these movies actually prefer this over the first one. Well, it depends on how you like it, because the story is not as good as the first one. But there's more action in this than there is in the first one, which makes sense, because it's like 2 different gears. It's like going through like I said, going through an identity change. It kind of works, but at the same way, you're kind of alienating the original people that came to they're expecting a more sports drama-esque movie. But no. Here we get more of a crime caper, an event with elements of Enter the Dragon. I kind of like that. I love the set. I will praise this movie is that I love the set piece for the Coliseum itself. It kind of reminds me of let's see, what was that movie? It kind of reminds me of the Fight Club episode of the Star Trek Next Generation, the one with the Rock kind of thing. I don't know. There's like some otherworldly element to it, and I kind of liked it, but to me it just felt flat for me. But then again, it's anyone's preference. Like if you like this over the first one, but to me, I will like the sports genre of the first one. The sequel, and then not as much, but the sequels after this. I'll cross that bridge when I get there, because those sequels were shit. And the fact that Philip Ray himself actually produced them, and then get this, he's purposely going to reboot it. Well, I don't know. I have very little faith in it, but yeah, this is one of those franchises that kind of just, I hate to sound like a broken record. It's one of those movies that start off with a very good one, went off the rails fast, and just faded to obscurity. Kind of like the Kickboxer franchise. Spoilers, I will get to some of the new ones in the new year, okay? If I get to that, all right? But if I had to pick a score for Best of Best 2, I'm going to say this is probably middle of the road. I don't know. It can go either way. Like, you can love it or hate it. If you're expecting more of a sports-centric drama, this is not it. But if you love the action fair, love seeing the good martial arts stuff, not to mention some not so good over-the-top acting, I think this would definitely work for your wheelhouse. It all depends, okay? So that does for this week. Let me know what you think. Thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for some more awesome and exciting videos.